Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Long time no see. Almost entire week didn't do any broadcast, right? So, no, maybe was escaping the dog and also the dragons clash. Well, I was sick for the almost the half of the entire month last month, right? So the little prince brought back some very potent bacteria to the family, right? So everybody was down. Yeah, hello, Mark Lau. Good morning to you. How are you guys doing? Right, so finish a bit on the recovering side. Today is a little bit more okay than usual, right? So last few week wasn't very good at all, right? So and then got so many training that need to go and do. It was like dragging your body through the mud type of situation. Hello, Suyin. Hello, Mongling. How are you all doing? Right. So yeah. Right. So we are reaching the juncture of passing the entire dog and dragon year breaker month, right? So year breaker month, right? So and we are moving into the month of November, right? So hopefully everybody is excited to bid farewell to the a bit of a what you call turmoil month, right? So for Malaysia, a lot of things happen, right? So even internationally, you can see that there were two typhoons. One was in Taiwan. That one was, was like so exciting looking at container, the 20-foot, 40-foot container flying up onto the sky, and then, there was the Florida side, right? Florida side also was having another typhoon, which is pretty bad as well. So for us, Malaysia, as usual, we had a major flash flood in KL, a lot of places, right? So then the normal, tree fallen on cars, sinkhole, land missing from the bottom of your feet. Being a driver in Kuala Lumpur now is very adventurous, right? So you park your car near tree, you scared the tree will come down to you. You park your car near open field, you scared landslide and also sinkhole will take your car. You go anywhere lowland, you scared the flood water will basically come and engulf your car. Everywhere you go, your car is not very safe. Right, so that is basically the situation now. All right, so now let's go into the month of November, which start on the 7th of November and at the 5th of December. So it's the Yi Hai month, right? So Yi Hai month is like a piece of wood that is on water, or you can call it water lily that is on water. You can call it the lily lantern that is on water. Anything that basically float on water is signified by the Yi Hai combination. So this combination, a lot of time in Cantonese we call it Fao Cham, or we can call it Fao Kwa, right? So it basically means is a situation whereby there are no grounding and you are basically floating aimlessly at the mercy of where the water is flowing. So that is the the general feeling of the month of Yi Hai November. So let's take a look at how can we properly leverage what are the strategy that each of the 10-day master should place in for this particular month, so that the month become a very useful month to you, right? So like usual, let me just shrink myself down to the smaller version. And we shall go on to take a look. As usual, you want to get in contact with me, Telegram is a good channel to get in contact with me, right? So Telegram is where I post all the newest information. Anything that's happening will be thrown into Telegram. Anything that can be downloaded will also be thrown into the Telegram for you to download. If you're old school, you still like to read articles, there is a newsletter that I do, right? So the newsletter mostly concentrate on forecast related matter and also excursion related matter. So any sort of excursion forecast that I've done, I will usually write up an article and throw it into the Substack, right? So for those of you who want to support me, Substack, there is a paid version, right? So there's basically a paid membership, right? So those are for you who want to support the work that I'm working on, right? So you can join in as a membership. So as a member, there is actually a bit of a special article that I usually do, right? So there is the 60 pillar one, which has already been done last time. The property selection one has already been completed. I think mid of this particular month is completed. So the next one going down is the more long-winded detailed version of the 60 pillar. So you want to join and read in those articles, you just come in to become a paid member, or you want to go into a community. There is always this particular community on top, which is a Facebook community, right? So this is where it's like a fan page. You come in, we'll discuss broad scope of stuff, right? So just go in and know other people who is also Chinese other physics people, right? So I can see more people just came in. Daphne just came in, Kelvin, Yo, Sylvia just came in, right? So morning to all of you, right? So hopefully you guys are having a great time. Right, so let's come in and take a look, right? So if you have not plotted your bar chart, I'm currently using Typing Astro as a part of the plotting, right? So this is how it looks like. You need to go and find out what is your DayMaster. So today is all about DayMaster, right? So we will talk about the 10-day master and how does the month of Yi High is gonna be impacting on you. So the DayMaster is the filler that is on the day, okay, right? So you go and plot your bar chart. By the way, your DayMaster never change over your lifetime, so this one is a one-time activity for you to do. Go plot your chart, find out what is your DayMaster, then you can just remember the DayMaster. So every time you come back to the session, that will be your DayMaster that you will be looking at lah, right? So yeah, we are at the juncture of the last 3 months of the year of the dragon. So we still got a pig month to go, then you got a fire rat, then you got a fire ox, then we will officially enter into the wood snake year, right? So wood snake year will officially enter. So lastly of you call it the last quarter, right? We call the final quarter of the year of the dragon. So this is a good time for you to do a bit of a stock take of yourself on what is your KPI performance for the year of dragon. Right, then you have to start to set KPI for yourself for the year of the snake. What are the things that you want to achieve? Right, so taking lesson on stuff that you miss out on the year of dragon, and start to put in some thoughts into what are the things that you want to plan and achieve in the year of the snake. Right, so I will also be starting to talk about the year of the snake and the energy of the year of the snake. Starting on this month. Right, so after the 7th of November onward, right, so we will have a pretty long series of everything about 2025, right? So we will talk about the achievement, we'll talk about the feng shui, we'll talk about the 10-day master, everything, should be enough to last for the 3 months. I mean, seriously, the content can last for 3 months. But anyway, right, so that's what we will do, right? So the auxiliary star for the month of the pig, right? So it's very, very interesting that you get the Emperor Star and Dragon Virtue, right? So the Dragon Virtue Emperor Star is basically mean you are the boss this particular month, right? So it's a very powerful month, right? So it's a very powerful month in this particular year. So for those of you who are having a bit of a clash in the year of the dog, right? So now is the time for you to do whatever that is necessary to take back the situation. If you feel like the month of the dog has been a bit of a what we call torturing for you, right? So now you got the Dragon Virtue and also Emperor Star given back to you. Now question, what are you going to do about it? If this particular month with Dragon Virtue and also Emperor Star also you're not doing much, right? Don't blame the environment. That is basically what is talking about. So you got Red Matchmaker, which improve your charm. People start to like you more, right? So it's very good what we call charm star, and also the academic star that is able to help you to learn from the thing, right? So now here's the thing. For the entire year, if you find like there were certain things that you were doing that were short, right? So I can safely say that it's because your understanding of the situation may not have been on par. So the academic star assists you in this entire process of learning. Right, so now I cannot force you to learn. That's the thing. The opportunity to learn is basically there, but you need to go and have the open heart and open mind to go and learn. Some people just don't want to learn and they want to blame everything on the world. And if you are that type of person, then can't help you. This particular month is actually a very good what we call turning point month. And it is also because the pig is the clashing for next year, right? So it is a good time for you to start to feel the energy of next year, right? So it's a preview, we call it a preview year, for next year. All right, so not here yet, but it's there, right? So it's a good month, right? So let's take a look at what are the information that is available, so we can take a look at it, right? So of course, the two pillar that is interacting a little bit more intensely with the Yi High is the Geng and Xin, right? So the Geng and Xin is called a full combine. Heaven and earth combined for it, right? So and also the 几世, right? So the 几世 is heaven and earth clash, Right, so now first of all, combine and clash, don't take it as, the clash is bad, combine is good. It nothing more than the magnetic pull of these two pillars is much more stronger than the rest of the other pillar. Right, so everything that's happened become more enhanced. If let's say that you have the Ji inside your BaZi chart, right? If you are trying to get rid of something, let's say that you're trying to get rid of a bad habit, the clash actually assists you in the process of getting rid of the bad habit. So it's not bad, right? It is basically not bad, right? So whereas if we're talking about combine, it actually can causes additional addiction. And that's basically what's combined. Now, this is talking on the negative side. But a lot of time when we talk about combining, external energy is coming in to assist you and to give you additional resource for you to complete your task. Whereas for clash, resources is actually being pulled back out. Right? So now depend on the situation and what are the resources that we are talking about. And then, you can make a better conclusion. So it is not something that you say that it is especially good or especially bad. All right, cool. Right, so now today we just go by, how about Xin Si? What do you have to do with Xin Si? Right, nothing to do with Xin Si. Right, nothing to do with Xin Si. Xin Si is not as bad as a Ji Si clash because the Xin is clashing out. Okay, right, so that's basically a clash out, clash in kind of thing. Right, so we are more concerned about external clashing in right now because why? External clashing in mean that you like it, you don't like it, you have to handle the situation. Okay, Xin Si is you go and look for trouble. That one is lei dai sei lah. Right, you go and look for trouble is your problem lah. Okay, right, so let's do that. Right, so let's do this in sequence today. Because I got no idea which sequence to go. Right, so let's start off with the Jia wood. Right, so Jia wood, if you take a look at it, the energy signature from the 10 god is a rock wealth indirect resource. Now, when every time we look at the rock wealth, the signal that usually people say is competition. Right, so if this one, if you take a look at it, it is basically a forest that has ample of water. So the Gui Hai is basically water. A forest that has ample of water, and because this sort of forest got ample of water, right? A lot of the trees start growing. So when a lot of the shrubs start growing, right? So what happened here is that it creates a very lush and aka also called competitive environment. Right? So a lot of time when you see this, so for the Jia wood itself, the inner feeling is that there seems to be more competition this month. Okay, so the positive way to see it is that if there are more competition, right? So here's the thing, right? Every time if anybody is encroaching into an area, right, which means that the other party must have some information or some resources that you don't have, or else you wouldn't dare to encroach into a mature area, correct? No? So your task is actually to be curious enough, indirect resource, right, to study your opponent. That's the positive way of using the energy, is to study your opponent, to take a look at your opponent, right? Today you are encroaching into this particular area. What gives you the base courage to actually come in? What are the things that you are offering which is different? Why you are able to take customer or market share away from me? What are the offering that is, right? So it's to learn from your opponent. Right, so in sport is that, if this particular person is able to come into the ranking, right? Maybe the fellow training is different, diet is different. I don't know, you need to be curious enough to take a look. Anyhow, the fellow right now is in the ranking. So which means that he have done something that is correct, that allow him to land inside the landing. It is not the entire thing, competition come in, is not good for me, right? So if you are that sort of attitude one, right, like how also is not good for you one, because you are a type of person who doesn't know how to grow, man. Right, so you need to learn how to grow, right? So like example, the EV market. The EV market in any single places right now is basically being flooded by China. China actually control 80% of the EV market. The EV component is actually what we call controlled by the Chinese market. But if you take a look at it, right, the engine market, which is they call it ICE, the internal combustible engine, which is the petrol engine, right, 80% is controlled by the European market. So right now the European is not happy that 80% is controlled by the China market. The China is able to come in, and then you can see that a lot of European market right now is trying to sanction China. and they are trying to say that, oh no, we are not developing EV again, right? So you see, that is how the entire thing works. So when the China market saw that the internal combustion engine market wasn't a market that they can come in and dominate, right, they quickly switched their track into developing EV technology, because EV technology is new, right? So new mean new track. They are able to now go ahead with the entire thing. Then they can dominate the market with development and creation of cheap thing, right? So then they can enter a lot of market. You can see right now Malaysia also is, I call it benefiting from it, because a lot of the car is getting way cheaper than normal right now. Yeah, way cheaper than normal. Last time, Malaysia car is actually expensive. But in a way, it's quite expensive, but compared to Singapore, of course, it's cheap. Right. So that is the situation. So, take a look at your situation, take a look at your, what we call environment, right? So don't look at the competition as a competition. Look at the competition as a learning opportunity for you. What did my competitor do that is different from what I'm doing, that I should also learn, adapt, and also grow, right? So you basically need to outgrow your opponent. That's all you need to outgrow your opponent. So pretty good month for the entire idea of shifting yourself. Right? So Yiwood is a friends and direct resource. Right? So now friends and direct resource, definitely the interaction is much more milder than the intense competition that Jia is actually having. Right? So now this one, you can take a look at it like, I don't know whether you guys are familiar or no. There is floating plant island one. Yeah, in the sea also you have, where the plants, they come together, they hold on to each other because there is no root to the ground. So what do? Is that they clan together and they help each other to survive. You hang on to each other, they help each other to survive. Right? So this one, the situation, this is actually very good for group research. If you are a student, or you're gonna be recently go through exam or whatever it is, if you go in and do a group study, right? So group studies share knowledge, right? So direct resource is knowledge, sharing knowledge. You will find that your study become much more easier. Right, so same thing. If you're in the market, you're doing anything, sharing market information with each other actually help everybody to band together and survive the entire situation. You become a thriving, floating land. All right, so that is the situation for the Yiwood. So this one required a little bit of networking, on your side. So for those of you who are in the journey of building network for yourself, this is very good. So question is, what are the things that you bring to the table? What are the knowledge, information that you basically bring to the table to be able to integrate and interlock yourself with the rest of the environment, so that all of you can work together and bring prosperity to each other, right? So this is really about sharing resources with each other. So when we talk about resources, right, it's not only talking about knowledge. It can be time, it can be your network, it sometimes can be money, it can be physical stuff that you can share with people. That's basically what our resources mean to people, right? So of course, back to the question, what are the things that you are bringing to the table, right? So now a lot of people is like that, right? They go and what we call network or working together, right? Their brain is like, what can I take from other people? If you go in with this sort of mentality, sorry lah, right? So it doesn't work, right? So you really need to go into that particular community or the network, and you'll be able to really ask yourself, today I come to this particular networking, these are the things that I bring to the table, right? These are the things that I'm willing to contribute into the table. So that's why a lot of time I tell people, knowledge is the best form of things that you can exchange with people. Because why knowledge, right? You give to people, right? You don't become stupid on it. Unlike money, money, if you give to people, you become poor. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sound a bit different. A bit of a sore throat situation, I call it. Right? So I've been coughing for the past 3 weeks. Pretty intense, very bad. Right, so that's why I sound a little bit more sexy right now. All right, so yeah. Right, so come, let's go into the Ping Fire. Right, so Ping Fire, we take a look, is the direct resource 7 killing combination. right? So 7 killing has always been tied up with this entire thing called risk. Right, so 7 killing is actually very risky, right? So you have direct resource, you know. Now 7 killing building towards direct resource is pretty okay one. It's pretty okay type of combination, right? So this one is you can take a look at it. Don't know whether you guys know the currently is pretty common. People are doing planting of vegetable and whatever it is, but they don't use ground to plant. Right? Basic basis, they do not use conventional, use land to do. They use I don't know whether you call aerial planting method, right? Aerial planting method. So it is you want to call cutting edge also, it's not really cutting edge, right? So no, right? So yeah, no, get well soon. I'll be okay lah, don't worry. Right, so I don't know whether you want to call cutting edge or not call cutting edge. This is like trying to plant vegetable with artificial lighting in space. Right, so hey, by the way, there are some farms that actually use artificial lighting to do their farming one. Because why? The longer the plant exposed to sunlight, the more food that they actually produce for themselves. That's the entire idea. So you want the crops to actually have higher yield. You artificially trick the crops to think that, you know, they got more sunlight. If you see, there are usually some competition that farmer has, you know, like who can grow the biggest pumpkin. You know, those pumpkin growers, sometimes they use artificial light at night to induce the pumpkin growth. Right, so make the pumpkin grow bigger, right? So no, yeah, those are the technology that's basically is going on, right? So this one, if normal circumstances, you know, let's not talk about farming, is a person that is willing to take action and learn from their mistake, right? So it's a very good combination. This direct resource 7 killing usually very good combination again for somebody who is in the, today is called physical sport. Last time it's called fighting. Last time it's called fighting. You go out, you fight with people, you have a deeper understanding on the fighting technique. Go and challenge and fight with people. So when you challenge and fight with people, you spar with people, of course you're gonna get smacked like crazy lah if you make mistake. So that is where the risks come in, right? So no, it's like, you know, you go out to space and, you know, you do a vegetable plantation, right? So anything happen to the ship, you know, anything happen to the electricity, whatever it is, you know, the artificial sun is not working, your entire crops is gone. That is basically the risky part of it. So the resource part of it require very intense knowledge for a person to be able to benefit from the very risky situation. But if you are the type of person who can take a certain amount of risk, right? So have training every day for next month, good luck, right? So Jerry, you know, if you are into that physical training part, you know, next month, you know, it's basically a good month for you to amp up the physical training for yourself. So of course, you know, please have a actual target. Somebody got training, no target. Okay, have an actual target, you know, as you know, I want to be able to do whatever amount, whatever size, whatever BMI, have that particular target in, or else it wouldn't be fun. Okay, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the Think Fire. So Think Fire have the indirect resource and direct officer. Direct officer is the energy that talk about discipline, right? So the energy that talk about discipline, right? So now indirect resource is curiosity, right? So this particular month is actually could be a very curious month for the Think Fire, right? So now this one you can really take a look at it like the water lily that we all used to you know, what we call prayer one, 莲花灯, you know, the lily light. When you release it in the water, right, you know, it goes all over the places, right? It follow the water flow, it go all over the places. You don't know where you end up with, but at the same time, it has a boundary, which is the water lily itself. Like, it has a boundary itself. So this one is basically what you talk about. You can be curious, but you need to direct your curiosity. Right, so it gives you the opportunity to explore beyond your normal exploration, but at the same time, you also need to have that particular control level to tell yourself that is what you are exploring is actually useful or not lah. All right, so a lot of time, exploring a being capable is really fun. Sometimes it's fun, but then when you are too busy body with the situation, right, and you are not actually achieving any set objective, then no point lah. You're just wasting energy only. You're just wasting energy. Floating there. There should be a certain destination that you are trying to float to. There should be a certain end point, right? So that's why your curiosity need to be a little bit more guided, right? So think fire being a little bit more sensitive this particular month is normal, and they have a really high, I can call it, sense of justice with the situation. So this is where you need to be careful with your curiosity. If you are not ready to put your foot into the situation, a lot of things, don't be curious about it. Not your problem, don't go and touch. If not, your sense of justice certainly kick in, right? You feel like, oh no, this is something that I need to get myself involved when it has nothing to do with you, right? So you're just gonna win yourself some heartache, right? So you try to be that particular situation whereby you are very clear with your level of curiosity, right? So this one is also very good if you are performing some sort of investigation, right? So it's pretty okay if you're performing some sort of investigation. Great. So if you have an auditor with this sort of combination, then this particular auditor is a bit troublesome. The auditor know what to find, right? So on the positive side is then you know what to fix. Okay, right? So for your what we call account or whatever that you want to call it, right? So let's go for the worth, right? So worth is a DO, indirect wealth, right? So again, DO has to do with discipline. It has to do with the entire idea of systemization. It has to do with the entire idea of being in control. That's what direct officer is. Whereas indirect wealth has to do with opportunity. So this one, if you want to take a look at it, is like setting a trap on the river mouth, right? So you purposely force all the fish to go through your trap. This is actual way to catch fish. Actual way to catch fish is to build a dam, and then to have the fish have no choice but to pass through the opening that you specifically open, and hence you'll be able to trap and catch fishes. Right, so it's about all of this particular activity that is happening. So right now, to put it in a way, do you know how to refine your opportunity so that you'll be able to be very focused with the opportunity that actually makes sense? Right, so now indirect wealth have a pertinent liking towards chasing after easy deal. That's what indirect wealth does. Right, so they like to chase after easy deal. So a lot of time when you chase after easy deal, right, you let go of many deals that could possibly give you a return, but because it was a bit troublesome from your point of view, it's a bit troublesome, so you let it go. Nothing wrong with it. I just tell you first, nothing wrong with it. Just that indirect wealth, sometimes because of doing this chasing, right, you end up with nothing. This is like chasing after the fish, all over the places. 1 minute you want to chase this fish, next minute you want to chase another fish, right? Then in the end, what fish also you don't get to chase. This is also like people say that, who is your customer? Oh, everybody is my customer, then you got no customer. You end up in that particular. So the direct officer give you the focus and also give you the discipline so that you are able to filter the opportunity that comes to you and being able to give you the focus on concentrating on the opportunity that basically makes sense. Right? So now overall, if you take a look at it, it's actually a pretty good month for the wealth people. Right? So as long as you normal circumstances, you have a certain amount of discipline. Right? So problem with wealth is that wealth people usually a bit more lazy. Right? So they don't like to chase after moving object, which is what water is, right? So they like to sit around and see what water come to me, what water come to me. If you are that type of attitude, also not really that good, right? So now you have to go and adjust your attitude a bit. Okay, can? Right, so that's basically your worth, and we can take a look at the Jia. right? So GF again got 7 killing and direct wealth. 7 killing and direct wealth, nothing more than physical hard labor actually. 7 killing and direct wealth is actually physical hard labor, right? So this is, you need to put in the actual effort into getting the actual return. But it's very fulfilling, right? So because why? You are the one who put in the effort. It's your hand that basically is planting the crops. So, you see the crops in a very different lighting, all right? So it's your effort, right? So now this one in the olden days is basically going to war already. I go to war, I fight, I win, I get the reward for winning the battle. It's a very, very simple component, right? So very simple component that has to do with great sacrificing, great work, hard work that put into the Mother Earth, the soil itself, to gain the return that is, right? So if you take a look at this one, the things that go into your mind should actually be resting, right? So you should actually be resting, right? So especially right now, it's like my last month is actually pretty busy for me, right? So almost every week, about two, 3 training that I need to basically go and conduct. Pretty good, but the physical body is just not in the correct side, because I was coughing pretty badly, right? So if this is during COVID time, I would have been captured and then, throw into one of those medical concentration camps. It was that bad. Okay. So it also wasn't the feeling wasn't very good. It's like looking at my daughter right now, right? My daughter right now, the situation, she's like a little cooked potato, very soft. It's like you push her around, she go like poor girl. My son is okay already, he basically has developed the necessary immunity to the virus. My daughter is just beginning to build. I think just finished building the immunity, so right now it's basically fine already. All right, so the GF expect a little bit of hard work to go in, right? So usually for GF, putting in hard work isn't much of a problem. They are naturally sacrificial anyway, right? So the part of it that you need to be careful with, don't try to fix other people's problem. GF has a tendency of trying to fix other people's problem. The 7K direct wealth has the tendency of trying to fix other people's problem. They have the mindset feeling like, this situation, I'm the best to fix it. Even if you are the best to fix it, right? So again, I'm back to the same thing. Not your problem. Don't go and get yourself involved, because why? You are directly depriving of the other party their ability to learn. Just remember, you step into a situation whereby you are not supposed to step into, you are denying the opportunity for the other party to improve themselves, right? Please don't do that, right? So Geng metal is a really great man. We love this direct wealth eating god combination. So we call it 食神生財. Eating god, growing the wealth star, and it's growing the direct wealth star. So this one is basically discovering a new technology that make your life easier. This is a crops harvester. You guys seen crop harvester before, right? Big ass machine. Last time that you probably need 100 farmer to do that. One crop harvester, all got done already, right? So these are technology advancement that help. So this particular month, the Geng metal is able to come up with a lot of ideas, a lot of methods that basically help out in the entire idea of being efficient and productive. Oh, good, right? So like for example, if let's say that I am not a Geng metal, then how? Go find Geng metal friend, right? You got problem, right? Wow, throw the problem onto them. Then for some magical reason, they basically come back and tell you that, have you tried this? Then you go like, tried that before, got this house thing, one man. Yeah, correct. So there's a lot of technology and things that's happening out there that you might have not seen before. Right? So it's amazing. Right? So it's amazing things to basically do. Right? So light bulb moment, can say it's a light bulb moment, but just this one is a little bit more on the practical light bulb moment. Light bulb moment, sometimes you got some not very practical light bulb. This is practical light bulb moment. Right? So make some friends with Geng metal. Next one, Geng metal is magnificent, right? So they basically will find way to solve problem, and they'll be able to make a good chilling out of the situation. What about Xin metal? Right, so Xin metal, indirect wealth hurting officer. Indirect wealth hurting officer is, this combination is really good if you are a stage performer, right? Because the hurting officer actually give you a lot of attention, and if you're a frontline stage performance, you need the attention and also the opportunity, right? So this one I am using. I don't know whether you guys have done magnet fishing before. It's a fun thing to play with. Is basically you go and buy a neodymium magnet, which is expensive magnet, by the way, right? So, and then, you know, you tie a rope and then you swing your magnet into the bottom of whatever lake, river, and then you drag and see what metal things get caught in the thing, right? So it's fun, right? So sometimes I watch this sort of video. They pull out a safe, right? So then, you know, they grind, open the safe, see what is inside. It's fun. It's fun looking at, you know, what they do. You know, sometimes they pull out some guns, sometimes they pull out some bicycles, right? So it's really fun looking at this. So it's very attention picking, right? So Geng in the year pillar, no, Geng in the year pillar Edward got nothing to do with that, right? So this one is strictly for your DayMaster only, right? So Geng in the year pillar, no specific meaning, right? So we are applying this to the DayMaster. Right, so it's DayMaster against demand and energy, so got nothing to do with the Geng year pillar thingy. All right, so Ken, right, so this is the Xin metal, right? So it's a very opportunistic month. The part of it that you need to be careful of is that the hurting officer, the noisy part of it, you will attract other people. They may be interested in the reward as well. So there are going to be other people coming in, right? So, you know, other people coming in, other people is, you know, gonna encroach into the area, right? So, you know, if you are dragging the metal and, you know, you keep on finding safe in this particular place, somehow, you know, this particular river or pond is places where people like to throw their safe in, then, you know, there are going to be a lot of people very soon. A lot of people is going to come and, you know, to this place. It's like fishing, you know, sometimes fishing. So sometimes fishing, when you fish in a place, then, you know, you manage to catch something that's very big. And then, you know, other fishermen will also come and try to fish in the place. And very soon you'll find that everybody is fishing in the place. That is the curse. Same thing with stage performance, right? So if you go in stage performance and you are able to do something that is viral, right? So viral hit is like, you know, like right now Bruno Mars and Rose, right? Right, so that particular song, you know, the APT song is very hot right now. Right, so the very hot right now. Now very soon, you know, other people is gonna, you know, be doing the same thing. You will see this particular song in TikTok everywhere, everybody doing. Right, so that is basically an indirect hurting officer, right? Something that catches attention, you know, this fad wave, you want to call it, right? Whatever. Okay, right? So rainwater always the super favorite. So again, rainwater also got hurting officer there, right? So which is also attention seeking, but together with friends, right? Friends with hurting officer is everybody having fun together. Everybody having fun together, you know, everybody is just making noise. You can say that it's having a bit of a party, right? So, you know, yeah, it is recovered already and pretty much quite okay, right? So, you know, this one is, you know, everybody is having a joyous holiday moment, right? So this one you need to be careful is Cantonese got a phrase called sang bei, happy until you cause trouble to yourself. You need to be careful of that, right? So you just need to be careful of that particular situation. So it's a very good time to foster good relationship with people, right? So it's a very good time to basically gather people around. Share your joy, right? So share your joy with people, you know, so having a bit of a celebrative thingy, right? So this is really gathering people and having party together, right? Gathering people and having party together. So of course, on the negative side, a bit waste of time. A bit waste of time, right? So it's like, you know, this yachting or boating trip, right? Yachting or boating trip, you know, where all the boat is right, so going one direction, you know, everybody is like, you know, enjoying themselves. If one of these boat were to be misguided, the accident of crashing into other boats is gonna be pretty first expensive, right? These boats are very, very expensive, right? So, and hurting officer a lot of time attracts warranted attention. So when we talk about hurting officer, a lot of things, it's oh, you'll be offending the authority. Frankly speaking, chances of offending authority is there on hurting officer. Because every time you make a big hoo-ha of anything, right, there are gonna be people who's not happy with it. Okay, right? So you're gonna attract attention, people is not gonna be happy with it, but ask yourself, why you care so much about, whether that person, right, care or not care, right? So, but anyway, also good for launching anything. Hurting officer is a very good energy for marketing. Right? So marketing, you need attention, right? So hurting officer is the attention. So with the friend star means that there is a lot of support from fans. You want to call fans? Right? So fans, supporter. So it's a very good time for you to basically launch something onto the market. Right? Can make money on a hurting officer friend star. Right? So this one, hurting officer friend star, concert is hurting officer friend star. Right? Everybody come in attending concert, of your favorite artists. Right? So it's a hurting officer friend star situation. All right. So last one, your Clearwater, EG and also Rockwell. EG and Rockwell, I call it soar above your competitor. Right? So do you know that eagle, when it rains, instead of hiding and getting wet, they actually fly above the clouds so that rain does not affect them at all. Right? So this is basically what Clearwater is going through with the EG and also Rockwell combination. So they are able to come up with ideas, ways, method, strategy that will outdo their competitor. Now at the same time, their competitor also have this ability. I'll just tell you first. Right? So because anyway is married together with Rockwell. So this one is because there is certain competition coming in, you take the initiative of thinking one step ahead, a little bit more better than your competitor, so that you are above your competitor. So it is a good energy to basically do upgrading of yourself. You are able to offer a better offering than your competitor would have done so. So that's why it's flying above the storm. Pretty awesome for Clearwater. By the way, Clearwater, you guys know that Clearwater is basically the representation of cloud, right? So this particular cloud is able to float higher than the other. Right. Okay, right. So that's basically all your 10-day master for this particular episode, right? So hopefully you guys can use this information to plan for your month of November. Right, so for those of you who find that the information is useful, right, help me out, spread this out to the rest of the community, right? So help share it with your platform, help share it with your community and also your network. So make sure they don't miss the information that's here, right? So later down the door, we will do the Qimeng, we will also do the Feng Shui information as well, right? So then after that, when you go into the month of November, we will start talking about the entire thing about 2025, right? So we have the 2025 contents up to talk about it. All right, guys, that's it. See you all. Bye.